So I just did a video on this little knockoff Gravedigger truck, and it was actually super awesome. That video is on the main channel, but this is one of my favorite around $100 RC cars that I've got. It looks the part. They did a pretty good job making it look like a Gravedigger, you know, being unlicensed and all. There's a child. And it just really well... Oh, I need to tighten up that wheel nut. Really well done, minus it doesn't have oil-filled shocks. Now, I made the point that I actually really like the way that it jumps and lands with the friction shocks, because real monster trucks have a bit of a bounce to them too. So I actually liked it, but I had a request to put some oil-filled shocks on it, and I wanted to drive this again anyway. In fact, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna build a little monster truck course. Simple stuff mostly. Backflip ramps and some other stuff I can think of. And Max, I'm gonna let my 8-year-old drive it around while we talk about this and cheap RC cars in general. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Standing on a ladder for no reason?
Yeah.
Okay. So on 3S, which they sell a 3S battery that fits perfectly in this battery tray, and this is one of the most convenient battery trays I've ever had, as long as you're okay with the stock battery. The battery just fits right down and locks in place. No wires or anything to mess with. 25 miles an hour on 2S, 38 miles an hour on 3S. I got double front flips out of it. I don't get double front flips very often. It slides good in the dirt. It does not traction roll easily or badly at all. And because it also looks good, even though it's unlicensed, that's what makes it one of my favorites around this price range. Oh, dude, you're even wearing a monster truck shirt. Stand up, a Gravedigger shirt. Wait, stop jumping. Look, show the shirt. Look at that. That's awesome. So first order of business is going to be to take one of these shocks off so we can properly size it.
Where's Scoopy, Daddy?
He's right in here. And just to verify, I'm going to make sure that these don't have the ability to put fluid in them. It's even got adjustable collars. I didn't realize that. No, there's no seals or anything, so these would not hold fluid. Now in that same video, I also transformed my rival MT-10 into a Gravedigger. Now a lot of people commented how dumb it looks and really how horrible it drove. And I know it drove terrible, but I actually meant for it to look kind of silly. I wanted this to be something that we laughed at. This was not meant to be a serious project yet. It will be. I'm gonna do some stuff to it. But it was meant to be goofy. The whole reason... The whole reason was I thought that this was actually going to be kind of boring. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. So really, this was just supposed to help spice up that video, but it didn't need spicing. That was definitely the star. Also, don't forget, you can still enter to win this 1/7 scale MJX rally car. Brand new one, not this one, a brand new one. I'll have a link to enter that in the description. So match up some shocks here. And if you were wondering, in my last video, ADHD style, I finally got this project complete. Though my battery warmer is not fully set up in there yet. Bro is gonna get some of these screws out for me.
That one has a lot of dirt in it.
Yeah, it's pretty packed. Let's get the dirt out of there. Watch your fingers. Alright. Now these new shocks I'm going to use are from the rear of WL Toys 14th scale buggies. These are from the Rolarlo version, but they're the same thing. Alright. That is definitely a lot better as far as bounce, but again, for jumps, that might take away the realistic bounce that real monster trucks have. But let's see how it does. And first we got to make our course for you, because you're going to be the one driving it at least 2% of the time.
More like 99.9% of the time.
Okay.
I want to try one.
Here.
I want to even...
Nope. Got to be way up here. It won't go into the other... No, not that high. That's too close. It'll crack. So about, yeah, right, well, probably up just a little more, about right there.
Okay, yeah. Wait,
right,
you get a star.
Yep, that's what I'll do. Ah.
Okay, now let me do it. Stop, let go of it.
That's good. Alright, maybe this will be a double backflip wall ramp thing. As most of you know, we've done a lot of cheap cars on this channel. Or, well, the main channel. Some of them, most of them, pretty good. Some of them very good. Some of them a little bit, they're okay. And then some few, not too many, been just absolutely awful. But the point of this video is kind of like, okay, so here's how simple this battery goes in. And you can get these batteries in 3S also, I learned. Gotta tighten up this wheel, check the other ones, get these body clips in. So when talking about cars that are in the vicinity of $100, say, to $150, this one has now been added to one of my favorites in that category. But the others would be these Suchiyus. The JJRC makes these, ZLL, they're under a few different brand names. This guy, these four, I have another, oh yeah, the green Le Mans race car under there. They also have a buggy, but I don't own that one. They're durable, they're fast, they take 3S even though they say they don't. But I think I get around 45 miles an hour on 3S batteries with those. Of course, occasionally you can find a lot of the HBXs and MJXs, the smaller scale stuff, around that $100 too. All right, we got ourselves a backflip wall, another backflip ramp, some tires to backflip over, and this piece of wood, 2x4. We can jump over,
front flip over.
Hopefully we can try to front flip it.
I'm the master of backflip, so I'm gonna hit a backflip right there first try.
Well, do whatever you want. You got to get a little more speed than that, but that was close. I think it's going to do it. There we go.
Finally!
Nice. Some people don't want anything to do with cheap cars, and yes,
Easy.
nice. And I understand that. They're cheap. Well, Max's friend showed up, and that totally took priority over this, so now I'll be driving it. You have too much stuff out there that is junk these days in every single aspect of our lives. There's just junk everything. But I'm gonna have to adjust those tires a little bit. These manufacturers, at least a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of these manufacturers, and I try to weed out the junk ones, the ones that I don't want, the ones that'll be a waste of my time and a waste of your time, the things that'll break down. I purposely try not to get those cars on either channel to review. But there are some that are actually well made, and there's even more that are coming out. You know, we already have HBX and MJX pretty well established. And of course, now we have Relarlo growing up, really coming into their own and making awesome things. You have Hosem that's definitely stepped up their game too. A lot of these companies are stepping up their game, and this is a brand called HS, this Gravedigger here. HS, I think it stands for hose speed. Very interesting name, but they came out of the gate swinging, in my opinion. Maybe this is based off of something else that's already been out there. Of course, there was no shadows when I started out here. Go back behind a cloud, son. But I am thoroughly impressed with this truck. I know it's not a solid axle, I know all that stuff. Yeah. But anyway, all this rambling that I'm trying to get to is that whether you just want Traxxas or just want Arma or Losi or Team Associated, or you're only gonna stick to those brands, you gotta have one or two of these cheap ones, in my opinion. Like this thing here that we're playing with, you can just get out there, bang it around, and not worry about it. The parts are available on Amazon, and you can have fun with it. Even though it doesn't have a solid axle, or it doesn't have a name that you've ever heard of, and it's got silly stuff printed on the box like most of them do, you can still have fun with it. Like, do you see what I mean? Obviously, if you want something scale that's got solid axles and, you know, real monster truck suspension and dual shocks or 8 shocks, this isn't going to be what you want. This is if you want something that's cool, fast, durable, seemingly so far. Looks like a Gravedigger, for the most part anyway. And is cheap, and you can just literally get out here and have a ton of fun with it without having to spend a lot of money, without having to worry about breaking expensive parts. My whole point is that even if you don't want cheap cars, I still think that everyone should have one or two. And this one is certainly close to the top of that list for the least amount of money and the most amount of fun. Ah, what is it?
It almost got me.
Almost?
RC car.
RC car, monster truck, that's right. Hey, is this a real monster truck?
Yeah.
That's right, it is.
Just the big one is broken.
Yeah, I know. Watch this one.
Oh.
Was that a... So it's still a little bit bouncy, so that's good. So you have that bounce landing from jumps. Obviously the oil shocks make it more stable and less bouncy when it shouldn't be bouncy. And even though this has, you know, a tall looking center of gravity, it has excellent anti-roll features. It slides and controls really well in the dirt and on the asphalt. So this is one of my best top picks for value for money. Now, I talked about parts replacements a little bit, and I'm still having trouble finding the body and the chassis for this. So keep that in mind when you're making a decision on a cheap car that you want to buy. This body is pretty well protected by plastic and roll cages and stuff, and it's crashed a lot, and it has no damage except a little crumple right here, but still something for you to consider. And it kind of seems like it because this is the car that I drove, but I'm not trying to say go buy this car. It is one of my favorites in that $150 and less price range, but there are other options. This is just kind of almost one of a kind for something that's decent, not super expensive, and looks like a Gravedigger. I've never had a problem getting parts for HBXs or any of the Suchiyus or MJX. Relarlos, Hosem, they both have their own websites where you can get parts. Also available on Amazon. Hopefully, because it does seem like this is getting pretty popular. Quite a few people commented saying that they have this truck. Hopefully they'll add to their parts catalog. Most of them are available on Amazon, but from what I've been able to tell so far, the body and the chassis is not.